me tell you something. I've known who Andrew Wilson is for years. I've seen him countless times on the Whatever podcast, debating OnlyFans girls, telling them why it's bad to be a whore. And it's entertaining the first half a dozen times that you see it, and then you get it and you move on. No sweat. Not a dig at Andrew at all for what he does. He's been on the Whatever podcast a lot, and he does a pretty good job. It's pretty entertaining. But after you see that, 6 or 12 times, you get it. There's some dumb broad, IQ 90, debating, IQ 120 Andrew Wilson. And he's making him feel pathetic for, collecting $100,000 a month or $250,000 a month or $1 million a month on OnlyFans. And he's making him, feel embarrassed about what their number is or whatever, how many dudes that they fucked. And I get it. It's a shame that we've gotten to a point in our civilization where we have a culture that, has single women until their 30s and then they decide they want to settle down then and they're whores in the interim. I get it. Whatever. And I'm not knocking it. It's new people see that content every day. TikTok pushes it. Instagram pushes it. It's for the new people. So I saw that about 5 years ago. Ha ha. Moved on. Next. That was me, right? Married, whatever. Slamming the same puss for 10 years. Anyway, I interacted with Andrew Wilson for the first time. I was on the Alex Stein show when Alex Stein was still on the Blaze. Alex Stein, who does do work for TPUSA, and Andrew Wilson does work for TPUSA as well. He's at least one time been contracted to come out for a day, as I understand it, to help coach the next generation of Gen Fags on how to debate. And I met Andrew Wilson on Saturday. I met him literally 6 days ago. Just a coincidence. Had nothing to do with the Candace debate. I was in Dallas for a Brandon Straka debate. He's doing these walkaway debates. They're fucking hilarious. They're ecstatic. I mean, I had just such a blast. I even fell in love with everybody that I was debating against. They're great guys. I mean, I disagreed with them about the MAGA versus America First thing, but they're great guys, generally speaking. I enjoyed the opponents and spent more time with them after the show than my own peers and friends on my own side. So I meet Andrew Wilson. He's in this debate against Alex Jones right after our debate. So Alex is there. Andrew Wilson's there. Will Chamberlain's there. You know that guy? He's like 7 foot tall, probably autistic.
The basketball player?
No.
All right.
No, trust me. No. There's a couple other people. Joe Kent was there. And I go up to Andrew, I shake his hand, I go, hey, man, nice to meet you. I've, followed your content for years, which is true. Just polite thing. He was polite to me, shook my hand back. His buddy was opposing me in the prior debate. So one of the people against me, Rob Knorr, I think is his name, had stayed with Andrew the day before, and Andrew had given him a bunch of tips on the debate. And I know what it feels like to not really win a debate. Bach, you've seen it. At best against Jay Dyer, it was a draw. Probably a 40%, 60% situation between me and Jay where he won. I know what it feels like to walk away from a debate like, God damn, I could have done so much better. This debate was not like that. This debate, I walked away like, boom! It was like raping and pillaging without like any of the, bad conscience.
Yeah, without actually raping or pillaging.
Yeah, I just felt like I fucking murdered in the debate. Alex Stein was on my side. He murdered. Harrison Smith murdered. Viva Fry murdered. He was on my side. It was a blast. And I know I disagree with Viva about some of this Charlie Kirk stuff. I think it was lapel Mike. He thinks that's retarded. Who knows who's right? We just disagree, but we're buds. We're boys. We went out. He was fascinated with the Scotch eggs. I never had a Scotch egg before.
And showed him what the blue waffle was.
We showed him what the blue waffle was.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I found an artistic rendering of it. He's fucking showing the screen. Great guy. Great guy. Not a Fed asset, by the way. Just fucking Canadian, dude. It's hard to distinguish, but there is a difference. Anyway, I meet Andrew Wilson. I'm like, hey, man, congratulations on the debate you got with Candace. He's like, oh, we'll see if it happens. Like, what do you mean? You think she's going to find an excuse to back out? And he's like, oh, yeah, it'll never happen. Fucking 6 days later, it happens. So I'm like, first off, going into this debate, I'm like, he was wrong about the very first thing he said to me about this fucking debate, right? First thing he said to me was it was never going to fucking happen. Then it happens. Apparently, and I don't know if this is true. Correct me in the super chats or whatever if I'm wrong. Apparently, Andrew Wilson pays Candace $300,000 out of his own pocket, allegedly out of his own pocket, in order to do the debate as as bait or a magnet or just a little sweetener to make it happen, right? He's got 200,000 followers on X and 50,000 followers on Instagram. I don't know what his YouTube following is, but he's not got like this astronomical audience. My audience is 350 on X, 130 on Instagram. So like, this is somebody who on those platforms at least is like not even as big as me. And I think of myself as like D-list, E-list, political analyst or commentator, right? Like, former InfoWars is a lot different than like currently kicking ass, right? So anyway, he sweetens the deal. He pays the $300,000. Then he tries to crowd raise the money so he can pay himself back, I assume, presumably. And he's raised, I don't know, 60 or 70 grand so far, at least when I checked earlier today. Maybe it's gone up to 100 grand. Maybe he got a flux of influence or support. So this is a guy that pays, 300 grand out of his own pocket to do this debate. He's formerly worked for TPUSA, and he told me a week ago that the debate was never going to happen because Candace was going to find an excuse not to do it. And certainly the third part's not true, but he spent a lot of money for this exposure. And I know that he might use the argument. I haven't actually talked to him about this. I haven't seen his comments about this. He might say that he was just, investing the money because he thought it was the right thing to do to actually, face Candace head on and, fix the narrative or straighten the story about what really happened to Charlie Kirk. Maybe out of the kindness of his heart, he paid the $300,000 to make this happen. All I know is she made 300 grand plus at least another $500,000 between super chats and monetization of this debate on her channel to just do her thing. So the real question is, and I've only seen maybe 30 minutes cumulatively of this debate. You've seen none of it. And I'm going in like a little bit biased, to be honest. I don't want to give you a biased feel about this, is that she's single-handedly literally hijacked TPUSA, the most powerful nonprofit other than AIPAC in the United States of America. Can literally determine the outcome of votes in swing states. She's hijacked it, and she's running it into the fucking ground on behalf of neoconservatism, which I believe is the enemy of the GOP. And anything that's the enemy of the GOP, this neoconservative sect, is ultimately a threat to the United States of America because it ensures and guarantees the victory of leftist administration after leftist administration after leftist administration indefinitely into the future because it alienates working class Americans. Neoconservatism does. Nobody wants to hear any more of this shit. Nobody wants to see any more of this televangelism, this hijacking and use and exploitation of Christianity and making heaven crowded as you're funded by fucking Scientologists, as you're bitching and moaning about any criticism that you receive under the auspice of I'm the widow when you've made yourself the CEO of the most powerful political action committee in the United States of America. I'm sorry, just fuck off. So I'm a little biased going in, but let's dive right in to the beginning of this debate.
Well, hold on. Let's read these super chats first.
All right.
Honey Badger, thank you for the super chat. He says he loves this chase. Oh, you're in for a treat, dude. You're in for a treat, Honey Badger. And we love you, too. And Ripset, thank you for the $5 super chat. Candace won on vibes. He didn't come prepared, and she pinned him down a couple times. Love Chase and Bach. Infowars for life, bro. Hell yeah, Ripset. We love you, too, bro.
Infowars for life. All right.
All right, let's dive in.
Let's dive in. I can't wait to see what you think. Hold on. I played the wrong thing. Oh, I don't even have the debate in the folder.
What the fuck?
I know.
That's all right.
No, I've got it. I've got it on my desktop.
Okay.
I dropped the thumbnail in, but not the debate. Hold on. Stand by.
You are forgiven.
Drive for a little bit while I fix this, please. All right, I got it.
I just don't want to be disappointed.
Don't be.
Are we live? Okay, so we're officially live. Candace, Andrew, good to sit down here with you, talking to you guys about
I fucking love this.
The conversation that
Already
started with you being on Joe Rogan when you said, hey, I'm offering $300,000. And for the audience watching this, you have to know when you see this final product, there's a lot of stuff that happens behind closed doors. There was still communication till midnight, even some of the stuff this morning. It's like you're trying to sell a company. It's the last 24 hours that the deal doesn't work out, but kudos to the both of you guys that you made it work. The topic of discussion today, how this got prompted is, Andrew, you said there's overwhelming evidence that Tyler Robinson shot and killed Charlie Kirk. And Candace, your position was he's a patsy. Tyler Robinson is a patsy. So, of course, we'll talk about a lot of different things, but that's kind of how the whole thing got started.